Yo, guys, I want you to understand that they have extremely low standards for you. Now, this video, first time I'm ever doing a YouTube video from the car. So, I hope the sound is good. And, I tested it a little bit. The AirPods are picking it up good. But, I still wanted to drop some value for you guys. I'm also coming from church. It's late, but, we do what we want to do and we do it how we can do it best. But back to the main topic of the video, right? They are lowering the standards for you every single day, and they're trying to keep you at such a low standard, right? They make you seem like anything that isn't even extraordinary that you might be able to do, they make it seem extraordinary, right? You might be able to run a few extra laps and they make it seem extraordinary, right? I'm not saying this to, say that, the effort that you're putting in doesn't count, because it's not extreme, right? Because let's be honest, the more they lower the standards, the easier it is to be above the standard, right? And then the easier it is to be extremely high average, right? To not be considered normal, right? Where people start saying, oh man, like this dude, he's not normal. This dude's able to do extreme stuff. This dude's able to go over the top and beyond, and just, he's not normal, right? And you want people to say these things about you because the bar is so low, right? Because the bar is so low, it's extremely easy for you to go above it if you put in the necessary effort, right? If you put in the necessary hours, if you put in the necessary energy. And it's not that much, right? It's really not that much, which is why when you do more, it matters more, right? And you're able to achieve a lot more, because every single day the bar is dropping. Every single day the bar is dropping, right? And most people now, the complete ordinary stuff that when I was in, let's say, elementary school, middle school, right? I was reading at an let's say elementary school, like second, third grade, they were doing a reading test. I was reading at an 8th grade level, right? Nowadays, they would probably say I'm reading at a high school level, right? Imagine, and when I say high school level, I mean, if I was still in elementary school, right? And this is like, how do you say this for other people in other countries? This is like your 5th year of school, like you're maybe 8, 9 years old, right? So imagine 8, 9-year-old, like 6, 7 years old, 8. I was reading at a 8th grade level, which is like junior high school for some people, right? So imagine nowadays, they'd probably say I'm reading at an extremely above ordinary level, right? So imagine how easy it is for you to just surpass the people around you, right? You choose to do a few extra push-ups. You choose to run a few extra miles, right? It's not that hard, right? You focus on your physique, you focus on your money, you focus on your mindset, right? You focus on your goals as much as possible. And this isn't just to tell you to focus, right? This is to tell you that, look, if you put in a little bit of extra effort, you're gonna be considered above average, right? Like if you do 20 push-ups a day, you're already doing more than like 90% of people, right? So imagine that, right? The effort and sacrifice that it takes for some people. And I really hope the noise isn't bothering you guys. My car is actually stick shift, and so you can hear the noises a lot more. But it's like, look, even me being able to drive stick shift, right? In some countries it's nothing, right? But in the US, I guarantee most people do not know how to drive a stick shift, right? Most people do not know how to drive a stick shift car in the US, right? And I learned this during high school when I first got this car. I got this car my 2nd year of high school. So imagine that, right? And when I got this car, so many people didn't even believe I got a car. And it's like, yo, to them it's like, oh my goodness, you can drive stick shift. But to me, it's mundane, right? It's just like, okay, it's just driving a car, right? My dad was like, yo, you're gonna learn this, so learn it, right? And I'm someone who's not against, anytime my parents say you need to learn something, I've always said, okay, I'm gonna learn it, or I'm open to learning it, right? I've never been combative. Like I don't get why some kids or children are combative with their parents, right? Maybe it's how you're being raised, and some of you were probably extremely combative with your parents, right? Like the amount of skills I have right now, I plan to monetize on each and every one of them, right? And it's skills I've built over time, and it's skills I'm continuing to master now. It's skills I'm continuing to build now, right? It's things I really want you guys to nail down, that skills are essential to becoming successful, and skills are essential to becoming extremely successful, right? The more you master certain skills, the more successful you are likely to become. Because again, you have to be able to stay committed. You have to be able to be focused. You have to be able to stay consistent in order to truly see any form of success, right? Or any form that anyone else would consider successful, right? And when it comes down to some of the skills, right? And I'll list some of the things that I'm able to do. Maybe you get jealous, maybe you get envious, maybe you turn off the video because you think I'm just talking about myself, but I really want you guys to grasp the point, right? I'm 22 right now, right? I'm 22, and ever since I was, in second grade, right? So second grade, I was maybe 7, maybe 8 years old, right? So imagine this. I'm able to play a saxophone. I'm able to play violin, right? I'm able to play the drums. I'm not the best drummer because it's not my primary instrument, right? I can somewhat play the piano, right? I'm just talking instruments wise. Okay, now let's go into outside of that, right? So in terms of construction, I understand there's things I could list that you guys wouldn't understand it unless you do construction or you've been in the field, right? But when it comes to repairing a wall, I can repair a wall. When it comes to literally fixing most things that could break in a house, I understand how to fix it. I understand the basics of fixing it. And because of my personality, I'm naturally a problem solver, right? I'm always looking to solve problems because that's just me, right? So even if I don't know how to do something, I will still figure it out because I've got in my inventory, in my back pocket, I have so many different skill sets, and when I put them all together, it allows me to find solutions quicker than the average person, right? It doesn't take me that long to come up with a solution, especially when you remove emotions from it. I've seen so many people, right, before they even solve a problem, and the video is getting darker because it's getting darker outside. So this one might not be that long because I don't want to be talking to you guys in the dark. But yeah, so many people, man, like when they have a problem, their first thing is emotions. They don't realize that they don't need the emotions to solve the problem. Like emotions aren't gonna help you solve problems. Like if you make emotional decisions, do you think that's gonna help you solve a problem faster? Right? Do you think if, let's say your car breaks down and you start getting emotional about it, is that gonna help you get home? Is that gonna help you fix the car? Is that gonna help you? Like, I cannot tell you, just this car alone, right? The amount of stress it's caused me over the years, right? I've had this for maybe 6 years now. I got it, I think when I was 16. I got this car when I was 16, about to turn 17. So the December when I was 16, I got this car. It was like $1,300 car, $1,300. So, and I'm still driving it, right? Because me right now, some of you might be like, oh bro, you could be driving a much nicer car. Of course I could be driving a much nicer car, but I'm taking my time because right now it's just about getting A to B, right? I'm not in I could say I want a nicer car, right? There's times where I'm like, yo, like I could just get a better car. Like, why am I wasting my time with this car? But then I realized, yo, like my stage in life right now, I just want to stay focused on building. And when I do pop out in like in something above ordinary, right, then it's worth it. It's way more worth it because like you guys got to really understand that the more you delay the gratification, because I know so many people my age that have really nice cars, but I also understand that it's holding them back because that's an expense that they have to use that they cannot, like, think about this, right? Some people only get the car when they can't afford the car, right? Like you might be able to pay your bills on time, that's fine, but you still can't afford the car. So because of that car, it's holding you back from money you could have been using on something else, on building your business, on building your personal brand, on all the things I talk about, right? But because they have the car and they really wanted to get the car, they made an emotional decision about the car. Now, guess what? And I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just giving you a perspective. For me, it's like, yo, let me just wait a little longer. Because is it gonna hurt me if I get a Porsche now or if I get it in a year? If I get it in 2 years, 3 years, right? Now you might see, oh, why is he talking about a Porsche? Look, I'm someone, if you couldn't tell, I like the finer things in life, right? I like the higher quality stuff, vehicles. I like anything just like that's above ordinary. You might say it's materialistic. Me personally, I don't care. Like, bro, if I want to buy the car, I'm going to buy the car. If I want to buy the watch, I'm going to buy the watch, right? It's not because, you know, of course, oh, the appreciation, that, this and that, whatever, right? I'm not getting it for those reasons. I'm getting it because I want to get it. All right, that's another thing that too many of you allow. Just like with this video, you don't have to take everything I say into account. You need to be able to form your own opinions and form your own decisions and choices. Majority of people cannot do that. Believe it or not, majority of people absolutely cannot do that. And it's crazy to me, right? They allow everyone else in the world to form and shape their worldview, their perspective. We've all been shaped and molded somehow. This is the same thing about how they're lowering your personal standards and they're keeping you at a low standard, right? It's one of these things that you guys really, really need to take this into account, because how many people are actually in your life right now that are currently shaping your worldview, currently shaping your perspective, right? Currently making you believe that, yo, you know, you don't really need to do this. You don't really need to go after that. You don't need to be this ambitious. You don't need to work out every single day, right? Dude, only go 4 days a week. Dude, and I've done that. Yo, let me only go 3 days a week. Let me only go 5 days a week. Now I want to go 7 days a week, right? My goal is to be going into the gym every single day of the week, 7 days a week. If I'm not in the gym, I need to be working out, right? It's one of those things where I'm like, yo, is it really going to hurt me if I go 7 days? Obviously, I'm not pushing heavy metal 7 days a week, right? One day it might be straight cardio. One day it's going to boxing, right? I'm going to go all in on the boxing and just, yo, today it's just boxing. No workouts, just focus on boxing, focus on technique. But I'm still in the gym training and building. It's like, it's one of these things that you guys really need to stop letting other people shape your worldview. And if you agree with somebody, that's great. It's good to agree with them, right? But if you don't agree, but you're still listening to them and you're still doing what they want you to do and you're still agreeing with what they push onto you, then are you really thinking for yourself? Are you not man enough to say, yo, I don't agree with you? Do you not have the balls to say, yo, that doesn't make sense for me, bro. I'm gonna do it this way. You could do it that way, but I'm gonna do it this way. If you're not able to open up your own path, then where are you ever gonna get? Like, you guys really need to take this kind of stuff into account. Who is shaping your worldview right now? Is it you or is it other people? Who is shifting your perspective right now? Is it you or is it other people? I truly, truly want to nail that point down for you guys. Everyone around you is lowering your personal standards, and they're lowering your standards and how you're going to appear to other people, right? First person, the first time you meet somebody, that first impression, that's the word. That first impression is so, so important. I still stutter when I meet people, when I meet new people, but guess what? I'm making sure that I get to a point where I will never stutter, right? Imagine, I'm 22 right now, so imagine me focusing on all these little details about myself, how I'm gonna be when I'm 25, how I'm gonna be when I'm 30. I'm so analytical about everything that I do. The other day, yesterday, me and my boy, so we're heading to New York, and we did a little video before we got in his car, and it was pretty dope. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it on my story. And I realized, he was like, yo, bro, your walk is so tough. Like, you know, tough meaning like, yo, I like your walk. Like, it's a confident walk. He likes the walk, right? He likes the way I was walking in the video. And I was like, bro, everything about me, I learned it. I didn't just, like, some things are natural, right? But because I pay attention, like, I'm like, why am I walking this way? I need to start walking more confident. I need to start walking like I got somewhere to be. I need to start walking like I'm important, like I mattered, right? So it's like, imagine, and I'm not saying anything against him. I told him this. I was like, bro, I learned it. I practice these things. I make sure that I always appear on point no matter what I'm doing, because I care about being a professional. Being a professional is important to me. I've always been this way. And I know some people might watch this video and say, oh, I'm taking the perspective of someone else. Maybe that's my father, right? Because he's always been the same way. His standards for me are, I know they're extremely high, right? And he was extremely disappointed when I didn't want to go to college. I went for 2 weeks and dropped out, right? He was extremely disappointed about that, because his standards are so high for me. And to me and him are the same person, just different generation, right? So he doesn't truly see the end goal. Like, I've made money on social media. I've told him, but I haven't told him about everything, because I understand that for me, I need to stay on this path. And social media isn't everything that I do, right? It's a portion of what I'm doing, right? So he's seen the money that I made with my agency. He's seen the money that I made with some of the deals that I've done, right? But it's one of those things where they don't truly believe in it, because, you know, it's not the traditional way. And I'm fine with that, because I understand that success speaks loud. Like, success is loud. You guys need to truly understand this, right? Even maybe 2-3 weeks ago, you know, a lot of my family members were at my house, and, you know, they were talking, and then my dad was there too, and he was like, one of them was like, damn, like, you're getting big, and, you know, this and that about the gym. And my dad was like, yo, you know, I'm thinking about going to the gym too, right? So imagine my dad, what, 50, he's gonna be 54 this year, right? So he's like, yo, he wants to be in the gym now, right? Because he sees me getting, like, think about this. He's from Haiti. No, they didn't go to the gym in Haiti, right? So many people, like, you guys got to understand, having a decent body will put you ahead of so many people. And then being in shape, automatic respect. People will see you, automatic respect, right? Having a solid physique. I care a lot about aesthetics, right? So I'm not trying to get big, or I'm not trying to be lean. I want to look good for what I believe looks good, right? But I also care about the aesthetics. How do I look when I put on a suit, right? How do I look when I'm wearing a tank top? How do I look when I'm not wearing anything, right? Everything matters to me. Everything I do matters to me. The more you care about every little thing that you do and how it's gonna reflect on other people, but not only to other people, because it has to matter to you first. You have to do it for you first, for someone else to respect it. You have to respect yourself first for somebody else to truly want to work with you and to truly want to understand you, right? And the more you can do that, the more you start to build that mindset of, yo, I need to be better. I need to do this better. I need to understand this faster. I need to solve these types of problems quicker, right? Business problems, personal problems, mindset problems, fitness problems. You need to come up with solutions quick. You need to be able to solve these types of problems quick. Man, like, you guys got to understand, I may start off these videos on low energy, but by the time I get to the end of the video, I'm always high energy, just because this stuff, you know, I really want to speak it to you guys, but majority of my videos are me speaking to myself. And the more I do it that way, where I'm like, yo, what if it was younger me watching this? Or what if it's Duno in the future, seeing my perspective, being like, damn, this is how I was thinking when I was younger. That's what's up. Like, these things matter to me. So guys, I'm gonna cut the video here. You know, I'm on the highway, so there's a lot of cars, but it's also like, you know, I hope you guys got value from this video. You know, hit the subscribe, drop your comments down below, and of course, feel free to DM me on Instagram anytime you guys have questions. I'm always open to responding to you guys whenever I get the chance. So I'll talk to you guys soon. See you on the next one.